Hi, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey guys, I'm doing free tarot questions, and readings are $25, but I'm doing free questions for $25. I mean, for free questions, yes and no. And if you want a paid reading, they're $25. You do? Which ones? All right, guys, my name's Lucy. I'm a professional psychic and astrologer. I do tarot and astrology. If you guys want a reading, they're $25. If you want a free yes and no question answered with tarot, put your question down. Make sure you put your sun sign, which is also called your zodiac sign, horoscope sign. Put that down, put your question down. I do specialize in love and career. So questions regarding love, relationships, and also career. Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing free questions and also paid readings are $25. I do astrology and tarot. I'll be right back. Let's see. I'll be right back, guys. Put your free question down below for love or career. Hey guys, I'm doing tarot readings. If you have a free question, put it down below, love or career. If you want a reading, they are $25 through PayPal. Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing questions for love and career. If you want, if you have a free question, put it down below. If you want to book a reading, they are $25. If you have a question, go ahead and put your sun sign down. I'm going to type the example. So for example, put, you know, like Taurus, and then put your and then your example question, like so, the way I put it down below. Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing a free love or career questions. If you have a question, put it down below. If you need a real reading, you could book a tarot reading with me to be done right now on the stream. They are $25 through my PayPal shop. I'm sorry, through my shop via PayPal. Not my PayPal shop. I said that wrong. Anyway, my name is Lucy. I'm a professional psychic and astrologer. If you have a question that you want, like a freebie, I'm taking, you know, questions for love or career. You can put your question down. I have an example there where I put Taurus example questions. So put whatever zodiac sign you are, and then the question, whether it's love or career. go ahead and put it down. I will answer it for you. If you want to book a reading with future predictions and gaining clarity on your situation, they are $25. If you want something more, like, you know, private readings or big styles, you know, readings, those are private through the phone, and those you can book through my shop. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being part of my live stream. If you have a question, put it down below. Questions that are troll or cumbersome or, you know, not appropriate or whatever will be blocked, but everything else is welcome. So if you have a question, put it down below. Love and career. Hey guys, how are you? I'm taking questions, free questions for love or career. If you have a question, put it down below. Start with the example that I have on there with you when you put your zodiac sign and then the example of the question. So for example, Taurus, will I be hired? That would be an example. And I will answer it for you. So again, it's love or career. If you want a true tarot reading, in other words, something that is custom to your situation with predictions and all of that, you can book when they are $25. If you have a question, I'm doing free questions right now. So free for career or love life or career, you can put it down below. If you have any questions on my services or anything that I offer, you can always visit my shop. The website is the link in the bio via the link tree. Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing free yes and no questions regarding love or career. If you want a full tarot reading, you can book it through my shop and they are $25. if you're looking for a tarot reading. But if you're looking for a free yes and no question, I am doing a free yes and no for love and career. If you have a question about that. If you have a question on anything else, for example, on my astrology readings or anything like that, let me know and I am happy to explain it. Hey everyone, I'm doing tarot readings. If you guys have a question, go ahead and put it down below for love or career. And if you have a need for a reading, they are $25. But the questions are free for love and career. They are 3-card tarot answers. So if you want a 3-card reading, they are free. All you have to do is put your question down below with your, sun sign in front of it. So for example, I have an example there, Taurus example question. If you have any questions at all, you could put it down below as well. Last time that I was on the stream, I was doing free dice readings. So for those that preference dice, I was doing dice readings for free. Today I'm switching it up. I'm doing 3-card answers for tarot for free. If you want to book a reading, they are $25. If you have a question about my astrology readings, you can ask below and I'm happy to answer it for you. But if you want a mini reading, all you have to do is put your sign below and your question regarding either love or career. Oh, let me see something. Did it go through? I'm not seeing the comments. Why am I not seeing the comments? I'm seeing Sacha write something about a Gemini. And Ted is asking a Virgo. Why am I not seeing that on this screen? That's so weird. Let me see something. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't see your question. Let me unpin this. Maybe that's the problem. Let me remove it. And let me... Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm seeing it on this screen and not the other one. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Sacha's asking, did I say that right? Sacha? Gemini, how is your love life looking? All right, let's go ahead and do that. Well, there's a connection to someone that ended, and there's also someone in the picture that might possibly have Libra. And a lot of times when I say a sign, people, are not aware of a person's moon or rising. So it's kind of difficult. But yes, there is a lot of Libra energy here. So bottom line, there's something important ended with someone, and what's trying to begin, or at least, in its inception, is kind of, weary. So I would say that is the energy, Sacha. All right. Hopefully you got that. I'm sorry that I got your question late. Ted is asking, Virgo, there's a girl I like at work. Should you pursue her? I would say not at this time. I don't see that it's reciprocated at the same level. I'm not saying give up, but I'm just saying that there's something off on the timing. Okay, thank you so much, Ted. Let's see. Renan is asking, oh, hi, how are you? May you have a tarot reading? Yes. They are $25 through my shop. If you want the free one, it's 3 cards. So it's, it's not a real reading. It's just like an answer to a question. If you want a question answered, just go ahead and put your question below, whether it's love or career. If you want a reading, they're $25. Okay, not a problem. So go ahead and put the question that you have. So it's either love or career. Okay, cards don't speak. They're made of paper. Okay, but what I get what you're trying to ask. Like what does the spiritual energy say and all of that. I get it. So for that you have to book a reading. They're $25. Yeah. For readings, for predictions, to see what's going on in your life and all of that, you have to book a reading with me. If you want a question answered free, you have to put your question down. So it's answered in 3 cards. So you would put a question on either love or career. So it has to be a specific question. So free is answering 1 question for you. If you want a reading on your scenario to get, clarity and to get predictions and, future outlook and all of that, those are $25. Okay. So you could put your question down if you'd like. Okay, Henrique. Unfortunately, the answer is no. No, that this person is not in love with you. I'm not saying that, you know, there's nothing there or anything like that. You know, I don't want to, you know, sound negative or anything, but, you know, you are asking a very straightforward question. So I'm giving you the straightforward answer. The answer is no, not at this time. Let's see. Starlight is asking, are you doing a general reading or taking questions? So I'm taking, so my readings are $25. My list is open if you want one. And if you want a free question answered, just put your question down. It's answered in 3 cards, so it's just a quick answer. You could do love or career. Thank you so much for asking. So again, those that want either an astrology or a tarot reading, they are $25 through my shop. I offer many different kinds of readings. And if you want, you know, clarity on a situation, predictions, whatever, that would be a reading. They're $25. If you want a free question, just go ahead and write down your specific question, whether it's love or career, and I will answer it for you. The difference is that free readings are a quick answer to a specific question, because, you know, they happen fast, whereas a reading is 25 minutes, and obviously it dives deep into the tea of the situation. Okay, that's the difference. Guys, what is that? What is what are those little crowns that I keep seeing on there? What does that mean? Like a little crown or something, like purple, different shades of purple. Can anybody tell me what that is? Okay. Okay, not a problem. I'm wondering, what on earth are those little things? Okay, when you click on them, they say something of anyway. Okay, so all right, so I'm not comfortable asking that question, Starlight, unless it's a paid reading. But what I will answer is, are you still heavily on their thoughts? You know, I'll answer that for you, okay? Yeah, there is a heaviness of thought, especially regarding, there's some pride there, like saying, you know, definitely it kind of feels like you left them because There's pride there with this person, talking about maybe things that he purchased for you or something like that. There's something like, after, you know, like nobody could fit in my shoes kind of thing. There's a pride there. I don't know how to explain it, but yes, you are still heavily in the thoughts. I would say this person is not over you, or at least not over certain, you know, certain triggers. So yes, thank you so much. All right, guys, if you have a question on your love or career, go ahead and put it down below. If you want, you can add your star sign, which is your horoscope sign. Go ahead and put it down below. If you want to book a reading with me, I will be on the stream for a little bit longer tonight, and you can book, and I will fulfill it at right now. So they are $25. Haha, thank you. Have a good one. All right, guys, if you want a free question answered, those I do with little short answers. They give you enough of insight. If you want a very deep tea reading, you can go ahead and book one. They are $25. Readings are $25. They are around 20 to 25 minutes. I would say like 25 minutes. Oh, no, that's okay. It's confusing because I say $25, and I don't specify if it's Canadian dollars or American dollars. I meant USD. And yes, the time frame, 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the intensity of the situation. But yes, that's what it is. If you're looking for Astro Tarot, which is a mixture, those are longer. Those are a bit more, because they're obviously the intensity of mixing, you know, tarot reading and then astrology. And I have private readings as well that are even longer and more intense. So, but those are private. The ones on the stream, they're 25. One question or more. The paid readings is not based on questions. The paid reading is basically, it's based on a concern a person has. So for example, let's say that a person wants a reading because they're very worried about a promotion. You know, the reading would open up the situation. Let's say that a person it's basically on a concern, really. Yeah, that's how I like to say it. That my stream read is $25, and those are concern based. You know, so a concern about the relationship or a concern about a situation they're going through. And it's for clarity. It's to help a person with clarity. Whereas the free questions, those are just, sometimes on the stream you'll see me do dice readings. These are really good as well. They're nice and in a nutshell version. But people that want, you know, obviously future predictions and clarity, those are longer. Oh, no, not a problem. Whenever it is that you decide, all you have to do is click on my website. The link is in the bio. It says website. It's my link tree. So I'm sure you're familiar with Linktree. When you click on it, it just shows you a menu of whatever type of reading. And then you click on it, and then it takes you to either Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is. So it's a secure method of checkout. Some are Stripe, Apple Pay, whatever. Okay. The ones on the stream are through PayPal or Venmo. You have the option, or debit card or whatever it is. And the ones that are booked through appointment, those are through Apple Pay, Stripe, Google Pay, those kinds of things. All right, thank you so much. So every time I stream, I usually do some kind of freebie. So today I'm doing 3 card answers. Sometimes I'll do crystal ball messages. Sometimes I'll do dice, and I switch it up. Thank you so much, guys. For those that are interested in collectives and learning about astrology and all of that, I'm launching my Substack and my Patreon, which will be, the Patreon will be a podcast on the spiritual paranormal topics, whereas the Substack will be for astrology collectives, love horoscopes, monthly, and lots of things on astrology for those that really love astrology. Okay, give me 1 second, sweetheart. Let's see. Okay, I see it here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So, what is your horoscope sign? Starlight, what's your horoscope sign? Libra, okay. And the person that you want the reading on is, what is their horoscope sign? Libra plus who? Capricorn, okay. All right. So this person, first of all, let me explain what I'm doing. I'm doing a dice reading to look at the energy of the relationship in general, okay? Then we're going to move in with some runes, and then I'm going to finish it off with the tarot, okay? To give you the full information, to give you some clarity, okay? So starting off, looking at the energy, it looks like this man is very aware of your, I should say, what you're up to. Because I'll tell you why. He's not, even if it's from afar, so I can tell there's a great deal of distance between both of you. However, it seems like there's jealousy between you and someone that maybe you were talking to a little while. I don't know if it doesn't seem like you are very, continuing with this person, but obviously not the Capricorn. I'm not talking about the Capricorn. I'm talking about the Capricorn is being nosy on your, your details, your whereabouts. But I'm talking about there's two energies near you. One, it seems like there was a guy that was in the picture, maybe 2025, I don't know if you're still talking to him, but I do see distance, but I do see that there was a great deal of jealousy between, the Capricorn and, this person. And it seems like this person that you started to talk to, or maybe this person flirted with you, or maybe you went out for a little bit, whatever the story is, it seems like they reminded you a little bit of the Capricorn. Now, there's another person in the picture. Well, they're about to be. And this person is someone you're liking a great deal. And I don't know if they're exactly moving at your pace. So there's someone that you are about to be interested in, or maybe you already are interested in, and the Capricorn doesn't really know about it too much. So you got to realize this person is limited. They're not like PIs or anything like that, but they are interested in whatever bit of information they can get. Sometimes it's you mentioned, I don't know if this is the same person that you said got readings on you. I'm not sure, but if it is the same person, they don't always get the information that they are. Okay, so let's back up a minute. I didn't mention that you're in a relationship. Okay? I said that there was someone after the Capricorn that you were talking to, or maybe dating, or maybe this person expressed interest and you you know, it didn't reciprocate. But there was someone that was romantically interested. Okay? Now, it seems like there's a distance between you and this person. Now, the new person that I'm seeing in the picture. Readings are not everything that happened already, because if not, what would be the point? Readings talk about somewhat the past. They talk about a little bit of the present time, and they make reference to the future. So there's someone, okay, so there's someone that is going to be on your radar. Maybe you already met them, maybe you're about to, but I see that there's a person that's going to be on your radar. You're going to like them a lot. You're going to be really interested in them. And it doesn't seem like you're going to get a clear signal from them. So this very next person that you can crush on or be interested in, I'm just letting you know, it doesn't seem like they're going to be, it's not like it's not going to pan out, or it will. It's just saying that at the beginning, you're just not going to be sure. They're not going to be giving you that clear signal, yes, let's go forward. And you might find yourself kind of like in limbo, waiting to see what they feel or what they say, because you're going to be waiting on them, this new person. Okay, so yeah, so sometimes there could be someone that you start liking, but you don't talk enough or something, and you know, it's just going to take a little bit. And I don't think that that's a good connection, but let's focus on the one you're asking about, which is the X, right? I assume. So that would be the Capricorn. That being said, let me go ahead and do the rune part before we move on to the tarot. Okay, so let's talk about the kind of like the energy of the reading in a different way. Okay, so I'm going to give you more information. It's chipping away more and more and more at, you know, the clarity of the situation. The next bit of information that I have for you, Starlight, is that it seems to me that you and the X, or I should say you and the Capricorn, it seems to me like it's a story where you feel more comfortable moving forward with your life, kind of like in secret, which is odd. But then again, you're a Libra, and that does happen to Libra. Libra suns, especially the females, they are very discreet, and they'd rather kind of do things under the radar. They don't like to rock the boat or announce everything that they do. They're very private in a very unique way. Everyone is private in different ways. Libra is like, I don't need to tell people my business. Nobody really needs to know unless I want them to know. But there's still an uncomfortability. I kind of feel like this person was kind of a heavy burden, because I see that, you know, you're trying to live your life regular, but at the same time, it's not as refreshing or free feeling if the X problem wasn't there, in a way. So I think there's some healing to do there. But anyway, I do see that you are either already interested or are going to be interested in someone of a different race or culture. So this is a unique, you know, it, like, for example, if your whole life you've liked a certain type, this person is kind of a unique one, you know. It doesn't match some of the rest of the, you know, the pattern of what you've liked, right? So I don't know, like, for example, let's say like all your life you like brunettes and then all of a sudden you like a redhead, you know, just to give you a silly example. So there's someone that is going to be catching your romantic eye, that doesn't really fit the regular pattern of what you've gone for. So I would describe that as, you know, the way that I did. And this is interesting because this is a strong connection. All right, now let's go ahead and move forward. So it looks like you're trying to start your life again romantically, but you have not been able to, and you've kind of been waiting. And you're kind of waiting on different things too, because it's kind of like you don't have a clear, it's almost like you in your own headspace are confused on what the future is going to look like, and you want to know. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that you're ready to just have, you know, take off and have wings. And then in other ways, you're very stuck waiting on different things. And it's almost like, why are you waiting so much? Why are you so delayed? Why are you so hesitant in that way? Okay, so here we go. Let's get clarity on the X situation. All right, so this does talk a great deal about bindings. This talks a great deal about magic. This talks a great deal about magical practice. A person that, you know, knows what they're doing. So for example, maybe there was someone that he went to in the past, or maybe there's someone that you went to or something. This is in the past, but this is, oh, thank you. The problem, I would say, is that there's a person, this has a lot to do with being stuck and bound in a certain situation. So I used the word binding before. That was very different. If you want me to clarify, I will. That was in a magical context. In this particular situation, this is when a person is restricted in some way. So sometimes this can be a legal situation. Sometimes this can be with, you know, certain legal responsibilities like kids or assets or loans, debts. And this is also when a person is kind of being held behind by something like an obligation that they can't just break free from. So that is in a situation. And I would say one of the biggest problems is when a person doesn't know enough about something. Like saying, you know, if I knew enough about this, or, you know, if I had more of an understanding about this, I could do what I want to do. So this is when a person is also held back because they don't know enough to get themselves out of the situation that they're in. So there's a lot of interesting, deep woven things in this story. Not so easy. It's not like two people came together, didn't get along, and broke up, and that's it. No, there's a lot of things here. All right. So this talks about involving someone with knowledge. So this talks about either a motherly figure, or maybe someone who is very like a spiritual, you know, person. Like this talks about, you know, having to go to someone for the help that this person needs. So it could be you or the ex, okay? So this means that there's going to be another person coming into the picture in a kind of like a motherly figure, or maybe it's someone who, a mentor, or maybe someone you look up to, or maybe someone that you, yeah, you know, there's some spiritual aspect in here for most definitely in this story. And a lot of secrets too in the past, not good. So one of the biggest fears that show up in this situation is how much a person's body is, you know, how much things take a toll on the body. So for example, it's interesting how the human body comes into play with fear and also with hope. So let me explain that a minute. The body is important to a dancer. The body is important to a health conscious professional. The body is important to everybody, but I'm saying there are people like, for example, women worried about more pregnancies, or it can be when a person is going to do a procedure. Some way, shape, or form, the body and body health is a factor in this story, and it's important. So if something has hurt your stomach, or stress, or in some way, shape, or form, this story is something that can affect the body, and the body can be either its look and functionality or the health status. So that's a deep story that goes into that, but I mentioned some things just to give you an idea. Now, there is a married couple that can be of strength in this situation, or maybe someone that deals with weddings or marriages. It can be a divorce attorney. It can be a married couple that you turn to. It can be a relative who is married and their support is very family oriented with you. In some way, shape, or form, there's a married couple you know, that is going to be giving strength and help in this situation. They give advice in some way. And this talks about a change that you have to face, where you are going to have to get brave in areas that you kind of make you afraid, when a person has to kind of say enough. When a person has to kind of put their foot down in a loud way. So Libra, when Libra gets upset about world causes, like, you know, maybe defending children, or defending teachers, or defending the elderly, or whatever cause, Libras will always feel at some point in their life that there's an area that they feel like they have to like shout and defend and, you know, get political and you know, because they do have their voice to defend something they care about. But when it comes to their own life, a lot of times a Libra will be very quiet, and they'll say, well, why are you putting up with that? Why are you doing that? No, I don't want to cause waves. I don't want to cause problems. That's the worst thing that I want. I don't want more issues. I don't want confrontation. Well, this is one of those sayings that, you know, you'll defend other people, but when it comes to you, you don't say enough. You don't do enough. You don't have your out loud voice sometimes. And this is saying that you have to. This is saying that you have to advocate for yourself, that you have to put your foot down for you at some point. You're going to be given advice very soon, maybe by that married couple, or maybe by that woman who's married. And, you know, it's going to be important to you. It's going to be an eye-opening situation. Bottom line, you can't continue. Whatever this story is, you can't continue in this rhythm anymore. You see. So I do see you becoming, you know, how should I say, romantically involved with someone, where you become lovers. You become strongly bonded. You know, there's a passion here. So that means that your love story, your love life is going to blossom and change into what you want when you let this past go. Maybe you've let it go, but there's things that you haven't. So this talks about you really can't expect change if you don't also play your part in that change in a strong way. All right. I realize this is about an ex, and that's in the past, but at the same time, there are things that are still lingering, that are still breathing, that are still alive in that energy that cannot, you know, it's out with the old, in with the new, you know. If not, the new can't flourish like it has to. It can't get there like it has to. All right, let me see something. So there's secrets that are happening between the ex and you. And the ex, and the secrets are that he is spying on you in his own way and has not let you go. So this is something you need to be aware of. You might think that it's, you know, maybe just looking at a social media, or maybe it's you know, your observation has led you to understand that maybe it's because he's doing one or two things. Well, this reading is letting you know that he is doing more than that. Okay, so this is a person that's a little obsessed, a little too much into not letting the past go. And it's important that you understand in this reading their level of intensely, you know, wanting to know about your business. Let's see. Can you tell me more about what he's... Wait, I think I missed some of the stuff. Let's see. Yeah, no, your question is fine. It's just that I thought I answered it. So maybe I wasn't clear. Let me go over some stuff. Is there a specific question that you have that you is there something very specific that you want me to find out? Because I'm letting you know, his secrets are the fact that he's spying on you in more ways that you're aware of than you are aware of. So, I gave some examples. So it can be, driving by your place, trying to find out who you talk to, really keeping tabs. Nothing for you to be worried about or anything, but it is important for you to understand that it's a lot. That this person is really bent on the past, not letting you go in a certain sense. You see, so there's still this obsessive intrusiveness is what I'm saying. No, I didn't give a reason. I'm just letting you know that this person, that you're not aware about how much this person is intrusive with your things. So, the spying and the watching and the, you know, the nosiness, being nosy, and you know, keeping tabs, you know. You may be aware of a little bit, but not to the level that it is, because this person is still very obsessed with being with you and has not let you go. And there's also some bitterness there as well. I think the emotional bitterness and the emotional angst and you know, being held on to is kind of feeds the curiosity. It hurt the ego. So is there so before we go, number one, let me tie up this part first. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm in, hey Cobra, I'm in, if you want to book a reading, they're $25. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Starlight is asking, okay. Okay, so give me 1 second, Starlight. What I'm at the part of the reading where I'm seeing if it closes, then the information that you know, finding out what the clarity is on the X would be that you would have to move on and to realize you know, the things that we talked about, but mainly it's you making a stance and just, you know, starting a new fresh page, because there are romances that are going to, if you don't, I don't think that you're going to get that your love life clear and going. It's going to kind of be start stop in limbo kind of thing. So that's important. However, let me get it doesn't close, so that means there's a little bit more you have to know. And then if there's a specific question that you have for me before we go, I'm happy to add that on there, okay? All right, so give me a second. Let's find out what else there is. Okay. So, the final thing that you need to know in this reading. So we've already, you know, I understand that, you didn't have a clear question when we started the reading, but you said that you kind of wanted some clarity on the X. we got into that. But it seems like this reading is turning into a little bit more than the ex, because this talks about, already it mentions another relationship that is suited for you. However, one of the things, and of course you can't forget the other things I told you also, when the runes and the dice and all of that, you know, those were different things. I mean, same topic, but extra information, extra layers. I have something to tell you, so I'm very respectful, no judgment, but I'm going to tell you this, you know, just pretty straightforward. So please don't read into it the wrong way. So if there are two gentlemen that you are romantically involved with, you know, the reading says that this can turn on you, you know, so it's in your best interest to choose accordingly so that you don't have a situation become unnerving. So you don't want to make a mess out of what is going on. You want a good result. And this says that there can be a situation that gets out of hand that you're not aware of. Okay? So if you are courting two gentlemen, you should make a choice, because the reading also shows that it's definitely in your path to have a very good relationship come out of, you know, for you this year, to get involved with someone that really is worth your time. Whereas, you know, things can go downhill and go south quite fast without your control. So this is all about you getting your love life going, and just make sure that you don't get involved with toxic people like that in the past, you know. Okay. No, I think you misunderstood me. I think you misunderstood me, Starlight. What I meant was in the future, okay? Because you got to take today's date, and when you make your notes on your reading, I don't know if you, when you get readings, you make notes. A lot of people make notes when I do readings for them, so I don't know what you do. But you write today's date, and you write pretty much the next 3 or 4 months, you know, and then you have to be aware of what I'm saying to you. So this is, let me go back and explain. If today you are not involved with two people that you're courting, or two people that you're dating, or whatever, this talks about a crush developing. This talks about you being romantically pursued by two people. This talks about someone being in love with you that you don't want them. This is a story where 3 or 4 gentlemen pop up. Sometimes it could be one person that changes and tries to make a change. Sometimes that happens, like an ex coming back or something. You see, the reading dived into something very basic. You just wanted to know a little bit about the ex, what was going on. You know, nothing specific. But the reading turned out to be not only what you should expect and how it's going to unfold from here to the next 3 months, but it also talked about your love life as well. So you're going, if you don't have anyone in your life right now and you're single, you will be romantically involved with somebody very soon, within the next couple of months. And you may even be pursued by 2 people, because this talks about talking to 2 people at once, and maybe that's not your intention. So whatever it is, it's telling you that when you find yourself in that situation, the reading is trying to lead you right so that you get your happy result. All right. Remember that this reading is explaining to you that there's going to be a situation where you have to put your foot down with letting the past go. You're going to be given advice. You're going to go through a situation where you have worries. You're going to find yourself in a situation where a woman that's older than you, that is very kind of like a guide, gives you advice. Yeah. So that way you don't forget. So my readings are recorded on my live streams. so that if 3 months can seem like 20 years, because 3 months is like, shit, what the hell happened January 1st? Like what? Like, and we're already in March. So I understand that people live their life and they forget. And I know that when I give readings, I sound a little cryptic, but it's really supposed to go in chronological order to help you out, to try to give you the things. It may not make sense today because we're in the future. So yeah, some of it was in the past, but not everything was in the past. Not everything you got to kind of see how it unfolds. So if you need to ever go back and listen to it or whatever, hopefully you can find it on today's date. I mean, at least it looks like it's recording. Hopefully there's no mess up with it. But it was really to help you out. I would say the reading closes. I would say that you have a chance this year to really get things right with your love life. This is good for you. This is a good thing. But it talks about you thinking different and making different decisions. I think things are going to be more complicated for you in the next couple of months, but it's a good thing because then it's going to settle. All right. Is there anything in particular before you go, is there anything in particular that confused you or that you really need to know that I can answer for you? Hey guys, my readings are not free. They're $25, but I will answer a quick question for you with 3 cards. That I will do for free. This is a paid reading and it's for Starlight. Thank you for asking. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Starlight. Oh, okay. Both. So the ex is upset that it ended, and he's upset on how it ended. I see what you're saying. If he's going to make an attempt to be back in the picture, okay. Yeah. No. The thing with the ex is that you have to turn the page within your mind. What's going on here is what you need to do is that you need to, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You are in charge of your own life. But in the reading, it is suggestive for you to have what's going on here as far as your emotions. The reading is explaining that, you have to really turn the page on an emotional level. So if there's things from this person that you still have, or you remember, or pictures or things, turn the page. Like it ended, and yes, this person is still bent on things, but it's not gonna start back up, and it's not healthy. And you're headed in a very new direction. And the more you hang on to photos and memories and communicating about the person and talking, and I've ever heard this saying, out of sight, out of mind? When a person really turns the page, that's it. Like Capricorn, who? Huh? Where? It talks about you within your mind, your body, your soul. You have to purge your connection, and you have to say, okay, brand new page, thank you so much. And every time you find yourself thinking about the person or this past or whatever, don't rehash on it. It calls energy. You know, it's like a magnet for energy, and you don't need that. You need to move forward, not behind. So it's an inside job. And you will see that the energy that surrounds you will improve. This is what this is about. Thank you. Yeah, leave it in the past, sweetheart. Don't let it linger. Don't let it linger. It's time for new. So put on new shoes and you go. You walk that new path, all right? Throw those old shoes away. All right, honey? You're going to see a lot of things fall into place. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Have a good one. It was nice meeting you. All right, guys, thank you so much for being part of my live stream. If you guys book a reading, they're $25 while I'm streaming. If you guys ever want to book an appointment with me, they are through private reading, and you can book that through Apple Pay, Stripe, Google Pay. It's all through my shop, all secure methods of payment. I am a small business, so I only have a smart checkout, which is, you know, through PayPal or Venmo or something secure. And you can always do it like that. And I do have a calendar, so you guys can book appointments with me. And when I'm streaming, I always do either free little questions. But if you want a reading, they're $25 for the stream. All right. I always have my email and my shop mobile available for my business. So you guys can always text me if you have questions. Have a good one, and I will be back. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.